Hi folks, Bob from Fusion, part 3 of the 10mm conversion. Folks, Bob from Fusion Firearms. We're back on the bench today, doing a little bit more work on the 10mm or 45 to 10mm conversion actually. We'll take you down here to the bench, and we've talked about the other parts and the other volumes of videos that we put out. The ejector, we've just fit the ejector to the frame, drilled, and we'll pin that. This gun's going to go out for hard chrome next, so we'll prep it for hard chrome actually. And again, of course, the new top end, the bull barrel, they want to go with a bull barrel on this one, so we'll have a reverse plug. And also we'll end up with the 9mm 10mm extractor, which I'll be fitting in here next, and we'll start blending all this and getting it all ready for the hard chrome. Okay, also remember slide stop. Got to go from a 45 slide stop over to a 9mm 10mm slide stop. And then also the other thing to look at is this front area here, right on this lug. And right at that lug point there, we usually grind that back a little bit on the angle just so you have bullet clearance, a little bit better bullet clearance, because if your bullets hit this as you're trying to feed, you'll end up with some nose diving and misfeeds at times. So, all right, thank you very much. We'll move on this a little bit more as we go forward. Folks, Bob from Fusion here again. We're back on the 45 to 10mm conversion. Again, we've locked everything up. The sights have been pre-fit. Now, after we've locked it up, we'll take the rest of the parts out of the bottom end here and then start blending everything, blending the back to the frame and that, and then get it ready for finishing. So again, I always suggest that you end up getting the gun locked up, making sure everything is, locking up the way you like it before you end up going to finishing, because once it comes back for finishing, then you're going to have double the work if you don't have this in this position at this time. So, all right, we'll come back with some more here shortly. Hi folks, we're back today, wrapping up the 10mm conversion. Basically it was a Kimber 45 ACP that a customer wanted changed into a 10mm. So again, if you look at the other couple of videos that we posted on this, it shows all the different parts and things that will be going on to make the change and to make the conversion to a successful 10mm off of a 45 ACP. So I'll take the top end off and we'll go over it slightly, and then we'll go out and test fire it. Again, this is a bull barrel style that the customer wanted with a reverse plug. We have a reverse plug with this is a GI style, okay? So it's not for a full length guide rod, it's got the closed end. And you just pull it back. I always keep my hand around it like that, my fist. Why? Because the spring is under tension inside there. That way I relax it, pop it out, and there you go. You got your guide rod and your spring. Comes right out like that. Now this has just been chrome plated. It's quite tight. So you're gonna tap the end cap, and again, it's a ledge style full profile end cap, and then this will be used for the GI style. Some people will say, well, as your spring is in there, sometimes it crunches a little bit and rubs the dust cover inside the frame. Yeah, it does at times, but not to worry. Really has no effect to the operation. The other thing, generally with the springs on the 10mm and the commander size, I usually set it up with a minimum of an 18 pound. Again, it will depend on your loads, but generally with most multi-purpose loads and general function loads that are out there, factory loads, I'm going to go with an 18, a 20, or a 22 pound spring, depending on how the gun is set up. So again, we've taken out the reverse plug. We're just going to push the link down, and again, you'll see the bull barrel assembly here, and slide. What did we change on the slide? Well, again, a whole brand new top end. We went with a 40 caliber top end to accent with the 10mm cartridge. 9mm, 10mm extractor. On the frame, a 9mm, 10mm extractor. Slide stop, again, 9mm, 10mm slide stop, and we relieve the back slightly again so the bullet nose isn't hitting and causing feeding issues. This Kimber was not a ramped style, so we used a non-ramped barrel, which was fine, shooting great. And again, you know, it's just it's not a real hard conversion. Obviously, you need a magazine too, a 10mm magazine. But again, you got to remember that you have to switch certain components out to the 9-10mm series of components, or you're going to have function issues. So we'll put it back together real quick here. Again, the bull barrel, link down, up into battery, the ledge style, full profile end cap, and that's kind of snug. Just tap it. There it is. She's in. Then I'll go ahead and put the spring and guide rod in, and usually I just compress it. Well, usually I put it up against myself like this. Orientate the bottom, compress it up over top of the feet, just like that. And you'll notice with just one finger, once I do that, I can hold it in place, okay? If not, it's gonna spring out on you. So again, make sure you're retaining that as you put the frame and slide assembly back together. So then we're gonna go with the frame and slide assembly here. Again, it's really tight. I'm gonna put down the link. And there, slide stop. I use, again, an awl or a pick. You can get in there and make sure the link is in position. Yeah, again, let's make sure the link is in position. Then Mr. Slide Stop goes in. Again, everything's very tight. All the finish on the slide neck. You'll see I push it up against my chest. The reason I do that is to get the slide stop in position with the plunger. And then you can actually push back on the plunger and down into the frame. Okay, so again, on a reverse guide rod system, and you know, unless you have a removable cap, which most do not. Okay, most are either a counter bore in the front for the reverse plug, or the ledge style like we have in here. You're going to be under tension as you bring the slide and frame together, or as you disassemble. Okay, again, obviously you check, make sure the gun's unloaded, and then go back to the notch, push it through, pull it out, and again, slide will be under tension, so grab around the slide as you pull it forward so that the spring is in your palm. That way nothing's getting lost, nothing's shooting across the room on you. All right, so that's it for that. We'll have some more pictures taken of it when the grips are on it, and we'll go out and do some test fire. See you out at the range. Hi folks, part 2 of the 10mm.
Part 3.
Oh, it's part 3 already?